I'm Shane Cunningham, and this is my wife, Jessica. For many years, we served our country, both of us as active duty Marines, and then in civilian life, from government agencies all the way to the Pentagon.
But over time, God began calling us to a different kind of service. Not a new passion, a clear calling.
Our careers trained us in things like discipline, leadership, integrity, and responsibility. This excerpt from the 249th Marine Corps birthday message really captures the mindset we have been in for the past 14 years, 12 of which have been during the war.
We will cut our enemies down in droves. Our fires will be the substance of their nightmares. We will protect our brothers and sisters. The fields of the dead will serve as evidence of our passing.
We learned how to build teams, execute missions, and stay steady under pressure.
We learned what it means to serve with excellence, even when no one is watching. From the outside, our lives looked secure, successful, our futures decided.
But God was shaping something deeper. We began to realize those years weren't just our past, they were preparation for a different kind of mission.
We're grateful and proud of our past work, and we don't minimize it. After all, we aided in protecting national security, both in and out of uniform. But we are stepping away from it because God has called us away from physical warfare
and into a spiritual battlefield.
The call didn't start with a grand plan. It started with prayer, with scripture, with an increasing burden we couldn't shake.
We came to understand something clearly. God wasn't asking us to simply add a ministry to an already full life. He was calling us to obedience, even if it meant leaving behind everything we had built. And through that obedience, He has called us to Indonesia to continue what my grandparents started there.
Over 20 years ago, Bill and Lemoyne Cunningham, having already been church planters for 40 years, felt a strong calling to enter the orphan ministry.
Now, with over 60 years of faithful service, my grandfather at 94 and my grandmother, who hasn't aged a day past 30, are ready to show us the ropes so we can expand this ministry even farther. Starting out, Jessica and I, with pure intentions, began planning to expand from Sulawesi, where the orphanage is, to Borneo, the island next door.
We got to work finding 25 acres of land to purchase, trusting God to provide the money. We had ideas, timelines, budgets, even a business plan, the kind of planning we were trained to create and implement.
But God very clearly told us to pump the brakes. While our intentions were pure, He didn't need them. He told us to slow down, listen, and watch. For once, we didn't have to take the lead.
And then He confirmed our calling to the mission field in a way we never could have planned. We were given 25 acres in Sulawesi, free and clear for the future of this ministry.
To us, that wasn't just provision. It was confirmation. Not only because it's the exact amount of land we found in Borneo, but because it also mirrored the very first sign God gave my grandparents when He put this ministry on their hearts.
Over 20 years ago, Shane's grandparents said they would go, but had no experience in orphanages and definitely didn't have the money to build one. God told them to listen and watch.
They wrote to their churches and supporters of their ministry shift. Then, a week later, out of the blue, they received enough money to buy land and build an orphanage and church, a gift they didn't ask for, and it became the first clear confirmation that God intended His work to grow in Indonesia.
Now, years later, God has confirmed it again, this time through 25 acres placed in our hands, not by our effort, but by His. A clear sign we are expanding in Sulawesi and not to Borneo. At least not yet.
I want to share something personal. When we said yes to this calling, the opposition came quickly. The first 6 months was an all-out assault by the devil.
Not just against us, but against Shane's grandparents too. It felt like the enemy was doing everything possible to discourage us, to wear us down, and to make us question what God had made clear.
It began with our family being tempted with worldly things to keep us out of the ministry completely. Then on our small farm, we had pets die, goats attacked and killed by wild animals, my truck wrecked, our car got hit, random fires started on our property, and even the renters of both houses we had moved out at the same time.
Shane's grandmother suffered a heart attack, but lived. His grandfather had a stroke, but fully recovered. He then had internal bleeding that took 40% of his blood.
Then, my grandmother survived a ruptured posterior brain aneurysm. And by God's mercy, she recovered without long-term impact, beating the 95% odds of death.
Those moments didn't frighten us into stopping. They reminded us how much this ministry matters.
And they reminded us that God's hand is on this family and on this work. We are a threat to the devil, and we weren't backing down.
We're not moving forward because it's easy, obviously. We're moving forward because God has made it clear.
And nothing is going to stop what He has called us to do. After all, Marines don't run from chaos. We move forward. No excuses, no retreat.
Today, the land originally purchased in Sulawesi has an orphanage that is home to 50 children, a church, and an elementary school that even local children attend, with plans to build a middle and high school.
Our local orphanage director, Behrens, along with his wife, Jill, help us to raise children who know Christ, who know they're loved, and who grow into leaders anchored in truth.
Many of these children have been abandoned by their families. We're beggars on the streets. So while our primary focus is the gospel, we also have our work cut out for us to be protectors, parental examples, and aid in their mental health.
To help meet health needs, one young woman who grew up in our home and just graduated nursing school will soon be returning to work with the kids when we raise funding for her new position.
Looking ahead, our vision is to expand carefully on the land God has already provided.
As we've seen, our plans aren't required. So through prayer and listening, we feel led to build the facilities needed to support long-term care, education, and discipleship.
The new land, an hour south of our current orphanage, is large enough to build housing for over 1,000 children. We feel led to also build a youth camp, community center, soccer fields to aid in local outreach, a church, and another K-12 school.
In addition to the orphanage with over 40 kids and 13 who have gone on to college, we also have 4 churches with national pastors that have over 300 total members and 400 that currently need a church and pastor. We're sharing all of this with you because we're asking for partnership, first and foremost in prayer. Jessica and I have very clearly seen the power of prayer, and it's worth more than money.
Over 20 million people in Sulawesi need God and churches in which to worship. Over 500,000 children on the streets or living in slums need housing.
God has provided for this ministry again and again, sometimes in ways we could never have planned, and we believe He'll continue to do that.
So we're not here to pressure anyone. We're simply sharing what God is doing and opening the door for anyone who feels led to be a part of it.
If the Lord puts it on your heart to contribute to our monthly support or directly to the orphanage needs, you're going to know as clearly as when He told us to go. We don't need to guilt you into giving or to beg. We need long-term partners that share in our vision. God has built this ministry. All we have to do is be faithful to execute when He says. Share the gospel whenever we can, and keep shouting the blessings He's provided these children in the orphanage and the souls in the churches, so all can see the power of God. The money will handle itself.
We've sold our animals, the barn, Shane's wrecked truck, our 2 rental houses, though we somehow lost money, and left the careers we thought we'd have until retirement.
We are all in. We believe this is only the beginning, and it's going to be big.
And we believe God is building something that will outlast all of us.